Alright, real quick, while I'm putting this together, I figured I wanted to maybe give some pointers out real quick for those that want to use their stock cluster housing for whatever gauges they want to use, whether it be a Mustang, it doesn't matter. Newer year cars tend to have a little bit less space in the actual cluster. If you look back to my older videos, the Z31 had a bigger square shape, but only had 4 gauges in it, but it had so much room for, other stuff if I wanted it to. That project's no longer with us, so oh well. Just like this. This one's a 3 3/8. You can get them anywhere on eBay. It's not a big deal, but these end up being 52 millimeters. So the common sizes, the ones that mostly people go with, 3 3/8, 52 millimeter. So in order to do this, what I would do, or at least what I did, was I took out the stock cluster and just gut it. So you gut it, and then you get one of these, which is a sheet of ABS plastic. So what this is probably 1/8 or maybe 1/16, I'm not sure. But use ABS, do not use acrylic. You can use acrylic to cover it up if you wanted to. But if you try to make this, the support for the gauges, out of acrylic, it's gonna crack as soon as you try to put the hole saw through it. So sheet of ABS plastic. Now the cool thing is that once you get it, it doesn't have to be pretty. It really doesn't. As you can see, the shape's not correct. You can see some light through it, but you won't be able to see it at the finish, with the finished product. So you roughly cut it out, and then usually the cluster does come apart. In most cases it will. And you just cut the ABS sheet, and then you find a way to draw on the ABS sheet so that your gauges line up together. So as you can see, I kind of eyeballed it. So this one's not a little bit further or closer to this one than this one is, as you can see. But at a glance, you can't really tell. And function over form. Now, the wiring itself, it is hideous, but it's in the back of the cluster, so no one's going to really see it. This part right here, these, you can buy them on Amazon or eBay. Make your own connectors, real easy to do. But here's another example. As you can see, it's not cut out to perfection, but it works. And yeah, I mean, it's not that hard. You can definitely do it. I'm just finishing up and wiring it up to go to the car. And like I said, it is important to measure. As you can see, I started the hole sawing it until I looked at it. I was like, oh wait, that's a little too far. Moved it close. Try to get it to line up with this one, but obviously it ended up going a little bit further out. So an eighth sheet of ABS plastic, you get 3 sheets for about $21. Do not use the acrylic, because I tried the acrylic and it just ended up cracking it. So yeah, it's not that hard. Obviously, if you have some cash lying around, you could just get a cluster or a digital dash, but if you got money, chances are you are not watching this channel anyways. So it should be pretty easy for you if you're trying to do this for your build, because typically older gauges in stock vehicle forms are not very accurate. That's why some of these have transducers and actual sensors that go to these individual ones. This brand is called, I don't know if that's IIL, but you could at one point get them on eBay. I've been getting them from the same seller, and I just looked at his eBay store, and he's no longer there. Like, his store is just completely empty. So I don't know if he's moving, because he had already changed his name on there twice, and I was just following him. So I can't really find his gauges anymore. I'm guessing maybe somebody else is selling these now. But voltage gauge, my voltage gauge is going to go right here, which I still got to figure out if I am going to put it here or not. But you can see there's no room for a speedometer. But for a race car, off-road car, a car that only drives to Mexico, this is pretty much all you need. I'll give you another look at the wiring harness, the wiring part of it. It's a mess, but like I said, everything's fused, so I'm not really worried about it. And it makes it easy to come in and out if I need to take it out again. So yeah, hopefully this helps somebody. Make sure you draw the way you're putting these things on as well. You want to make sure each gauge is getting the right signal. But yeah, hopefully this helped out somebody.